think what we have to do is continue to put our best face forward for the community, to the business that are here to stay here. And we also have to work with the public schools a little bit to develop a workforce that can bring more businesses here. The Salt Palace is, I guess I named it. I think there's going to be more business down there. We just have to be open-minded and get more people involved in the community and work with the governing bodies out of Iron Gate, Covington, and the Board of Supervisors to establish a county-wide program for everything we deal with. I think the more that we can show, like Lumos, better communication systems, better any kind of system that we can come up with, highlights this area as improving vastly toward becoming a more substantial area. Downtown has blossomed in the past 8 years. Everything has blossomed as far as I'm concerned. The parks are beautiful. I think all that enhances bringing people here. But I think our working relationship with the other governing bodies and the school system are going to be very important, because I think people want to come here. My question is, do we have a workforce that can keep them here? I'll raise my hand. I believe, from my experience anyway, the best way to solve a lot of the problems that we face is through communication. Sharing what we need, what we think we want, and how to get there. We have a lot of structure in the town hall that is very positive for us. We have written numerous grants in the past to get things we need, like at Linden Park and all the other parks around here. We can survive with what we can do, but I think we have to get more people that actually want to do something to help us, help ourselves. And I go back to what I'm going to continue to say. I think the 4 governing bodies of this county have to work together consistently to communicate with each other their needs. Iron Gate probably has things that we could help them with. We have things they could help us with. The same with Covington and the Board of Supervisors. The more we work together, like in solving the water problem that we had, the better off we're going to be. I think, in my opinion, and I've said this before, if no one likes it, I'm sorry, I believe we could sell this area as a retirement community quite well to people. I have a lot of friends from up north that come down here. They like it here. They're willing to come down here and sell a large home up there and come down here and do nothing but be involved. I think the Masonic is a very important part of what we do. It's a shining star for us. Every place I go and talk to people, they talk about that. I think we have to rely on what we have and develop it better. And we've got to do it through communication.
Where do you stand on school consolidation and why?
Did you plan that for me? I know 100% is the best you can do. I'm 100% behind consolidation. I think both school systems waste a lot of money duplicating services. I think we could, and this is just a shot in the dark, if we consolidated schools right now, the money we would save with duplicating of superintendents and all that other stuff would probably go to pay the teachers' salaries. Transportation would be shorter and cheaper. I think, but the bottom line to me is, to add to what you said, is the kids. The kids are going to benefit from one school system. They're going to benefit from being in a calculus class that has 8 or 9 people in it instead of 2. They're going to benefit from all the academics that are available. Where are they going to put the buildings and what they're going to do, I don't know and don't care. But from the kids' standpoint, the kids don't care whether we consolidate or not. They're all friends with each other. They all know each other. They play sports together. They do a lot of things together. To me, consolidation is absolutely a no-brainer. It would help Clifton Forge immensely if they consolidated. It would help anybody in this system. And if talking about people moving here, if they came and saw one very positive, upbeat, good school system, that would drag a lot of people here. She didn't raise her hand, I guess I'm good. I think the best attribute that this county has is its people. The friendliness, the comfortableness that they make you feel. Debbie and I moved here 36 years ago. We felt welcome then, we still feel welcome now. We raised 6 kids. They've all gone off to college and done something. The only sad part is I would like to see us develop more things that could bring my family back here. We have the opportunity. If we could learn to work together, because I think Clifton Forge wants to work with people. I think Iron Gate wants to work with people. I think the Board of Supervisors does. I think Covington does. Even their school system does. I think we just have to put a lot of things aside and do what's better for the kids, but also what's better for us. Because if I stay here and my grandkids stay here and other family members stay here, this area will grow. Crime, not quite so much except for maybe some drug problems. We monitor ourselves pretty well. I don't think we let things get out of hand at all. We moved here to go back to Michigan after I got my doctorate. We didn't go back. I love it here. This is where I'm from now, people. I've spent half my life in Clifton Forge, Virginia. I want to see it grow. And we have the whereabouts to help do that. From the Masonic, the people at the Community Service Board, we can offer services that other small communities don't even come close to offering as well as we do. And I think we all kind of respect each other. And it makes it easier to live here. My wife walks 4 to 10 miles every day when she's not hurt. And I feel very safe about her walking in Clifton Forge. So one of the best attributes is safety in Clifton Forge. Like Ron said, one of the things that we talked about on Town Council was housing in Clifton Forge that would give a better quality of housing for people in northern Botetourt instead of staying down there. And then I saw where Mr. Bennett had talked about doing that county-wide. I don't think we should, any group of people in this county, any governing body should take anything on their own. I think we should communicate with each other. If Clifton Forge has some skilled areas that could help Iron Gate, we jump in and help them. It's like I see with the rescue squads. They've got it set up right now so that the rescue squads in Alleghany County are all in communication with each other and know what's going on and know who needs help, when they need help. I think we should take that from everybody else and see what they're doing, because really our population's dwindling. I read a statistic in the Alleghany school systems that we might be under 1,900 students within a few years. We got to share. That's consolidation is very, very important as far as I'm concerned, working together. Rescue squads, fire departments, police departments, community service board. Community service board works with everybody that's in this county. That should be the attitude of every governing body. Work with anybody in this county if they need your help. Because everybody has skill sets that I don't think we're tapping the surface of what we can do to help each other. This is a topic that I absolutely love. I was a Scoutmaster Troop 2 for 10 years. Clifton Forge does well with Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, and a number of other things. The school systems have a lot of after-school activities. They have tutoring classes, they have sports that kids can get involved in. They even have rides, they have activity buses that'll take the kids home. The problem is getting kids to want to do that.
Right.
That's the problem right now.
They want to plug in.
Yes, they want to plug in.
Yeah.
But if they, for some reason, I have a way of getting kids to get involved. And when I talk to them about it, it's just because an adult will talk to them, not order them around, not tell them what to do. The adult becomes a part of the activity that takes place. And the adult becomes an indirect leader and helps them lead and do things. I coach football, indoor and outdoor track. That's what I do. I work with kids at the middle school all the time. I think the hardest group of kids to work with are middle school kids. Because they have no identity, they're all looking for an identity, and they seem to bump into each other. We need a place where kids can go and kind of bump into each other, sit down and talk to each other, and realize that all their lives are different, but they're kind of all the same. They want to plug something in, they might not have a place to do it. School systems have Wi-Fi set up, I think at Callahan and Sharon on a bus that they can go use. Every kid I know at CMS probably has at least one cell phone. They have things to do. We have not been creative enough to draw them to do things physically and athletically. I would love to continue to do that. I think Clifton Forge has the armory. Maybe we could do something with that. I have no idea, but we have to do something. I'd be a heretic if I didn't. My son is an art professor at Radford University. Do I support the arts? Lord, yes. They gave him a free college education. If I didn't support the arts, my wife would throw me out of the house because of all the quilts and stuff she makes. The whole Umstead family supports the arts. Town Council, I believe, donates so much money every year to the arts. We support the fact that I would love to see every kid in Clifton Forge that wants to go to the Arts Center somehow be paid for, where it doesn't cost them a dime. I think art's very important. The Arts Center in Clifton Forge, I don't know how long it's been open, Jeff? 20 years? 30. 30. It's absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. There are people that come from all around to see those displays. It's wonderful. Yes, I support the arts. And I think the council supports it because of I think we give money to each one of them, the Arts Center and the School for the Arts, during the year.
You do?
Yes.
The town's budget has grown dramatically due to water and sewer demands, raises, expenses going up. How would you address these challenges to the average citizen?
Probably what I'm doing right now. Nothing. To work with the salary of the people, that's where we put in the meals tax, added the 2 cents meals tax to help do that. My hope is, and this is, I'm not dodging the question, I think in 2020, the sewage bill will be paid off. I hope that we can do something with that to offset some of the things that we're doing. Water and sewage is just what it is. The sewage bill, I think we build a plant that probably is twice as big as it had to be for some reason. And we're paying for it. If you look at your bill, probably 75% of your bill is for the sewage, not the water. The dam, Mr. Irvin and I have talked about this a number of times. We really have no say in that. The state of Virginia tells us that it has to be repaired. I don't know how you dodge that without getting in more trouble. I think we have to come up with creative ways to deal with that. I hope that the Salt Palace brings in more revenue from that and maybe 3 or 4 other businesses that could locate down there on the railroad yard. I think we just have to keep growing our revenue somewhat by the number of people coming here. The last 3 or 4 years, I think the meals that have been consumed here have increased. And if that continues, that'll help. There's just not a lot of ways to make revenue here. We have to bring in, and I don't think we can bring in a business that have 50 or 60 people. I think we have to look at businesses that have 5 or 10 people that they're hiring. And then we find a place for them to live in town and they become part of the community. That'll help us grow. And it would really help us if we build a hotel on the other end of town that helped us use the sewage plant. How you doing? I'm done. I look at Darlene in 2 ways. I look at her as the person, when I went to Hampton to accept the award, first of all, let me apologize for not being to the last forum you guys had. I was in Hampton accepting an award with Darlene at the time. Darlene was perceived by probably 95% of the people that I saw there as one of the best town managers in the state of Virginia. They were coming and asking her questions all the time. All the time. I've dealt with Darlene. Have I met her? Lord, yes. I've met her and talked to her. I call her when I want a question. When I want to get a question about what I don't understand so she can help me understand it. She's always been gracious with me. But that's probably because of the position I sat on this board. I would like to think she's that way with everybody. I've not heard anybody say that she's not. I live on Roxbury Street. The whole street has been redone. People ask about new houses. There are 4 new houses on Roxbury Street that have been built in the past year and a half. The Salt Palace. She's contacted the people up by Harrisonburg. We went up and visited them. They came down here and they're doing that. She has dreams of what she wants to do. Build a hotel on the other side of town.